October 14th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. In the last episode, we finished up the investigations for this trial that we're about to take upon, where the CEO of the security company got murdered, and we're not exactly sure who did it. I could guess, but maybe it's not obvious. Let's find out. Hey Nick, what is it this time? You won't believe how many people are here for the trial. Well, it is a murder case. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Wait, what? Next door? Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Atmey's trial today. Detective Atmey? They say they're gonna try him as mask to mask. Already? That was fast. Boy, I'd love to see mask to mask trial. I know. Wait, what? By the way, where's Pearls? Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore. I know you don't like me. Wait, what? What's happening right now? Pearls has really gotten into her training lately. Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Please don't ignore me! Oh, Mr. Delight, good morning. No one likes me. No one would notice me even if I killed someone. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a sec. You don't mean you're the murderer? No, I'm just a poor thief. No, that's not right. A thief can't really be poor. Now let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime he was following a bunch of set plans. See, this is where the things are getting intriguing, and I'm wondering even more and more about Look at Me. Is he the one that was having Ron do all this? Like, basically, he's the one that sent the blackmail letter because he knew Ron did the original stealing, and decided to use him to basically steal more shit for him. I don't know. And then we had that list of the pricing thing that we found, and then we learned about how they were the guy who was leaving the blackmail letters was paying out that amount of money. So like it's all confusing. Let's try to get it cleared up, man. I don't even want to try to put the pieces together right now. Let's just let them happen. Plans that someone had been sending him to help him commit the heist. Do you think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick? It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock. Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always. I'm afraid that's not an option. Because the trial next door, right? Is that what you're saying? If the trial next door finds Look at Me guilty of being mask to mask, then this whole thing gets all fucked up, right? I don't know, but we gotta go up against Godot again, so here we go. Sorry. Need a swig of water to get started here. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. You ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the weak. Okay. Thanks, Godot. Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot. He's got the judge in the palm of his hands yet again. Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. What? I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot. Ha! Then you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war, but that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right? Yes, well, let me briefly summarize the details of this case. Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change. Doubtful. The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. of the previous day. And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. That lost little kitten is, of course, the defendant. Very well then, Mr. Godot, please call your first witness. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. But the first one is always the best.
Mr. Godot, your witness?
Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself.
The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but...
I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do a cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify. Ha, you've got guts, trite. Trite? Who you calling trite?
All right then, Mr. Ron Delight, please take the stand.
All right, bitch. Here we go. Hold on 1 second. I got hold on. You did it, didn't you? Yes. What? No, that's not true.
For a moment there, I thought we'd set a record for the shortest trial ever.
Oh, well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making. And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin. Ha! Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security? That's kind of hard to say, but I wish I could go home.
Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened.
Alright, time to do the testimony. Give me 1 second. Okay, shit, it never fails. Every time I start recording anything where I gotta do voices, I start feeling all snotty, and then it gets... just gets a little bit backed up while I'm talking so much. Anyway, stop talking about snotty, and here we go. That evening around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at the KB Security. Blackmail letter I got. Ordered me to go there. I've been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was.
That's it? 1 a.m., the exact time the murder took place.
The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. And that was a poem by Godot. Ha! It's bitter today, too. Just like my destiny. You'd never know that from the way he's chugging it down.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination if you please.
Alright, here we go. Let's do it. Let's press this little bastard and see if we can get any extra details that'll help us out. So we went there around 1 a.m. He went to see Mr. Bullard. 1 a.m., huh? You're absolutely sure about that? Yes, that's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office. No. Actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow, and my internal clock was also...
1 a.m., that's the exact time the victim, Mr. Bullard, was murdered, correct?
It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure. Okay. Apparently he likes to go on coffee dates, but not at 1 a.m. in the morning. We're learning a lot about Godot. It ordered you there? It was the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere.
Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then?
Oh, of course. They say things like, steal this, or take that, or whoa. Why don't you save those for later, Mr. Light? Please don't say any more. Now what should I do? What should I do? There's a typo for you. So, what did the blackmail letter in question say? It said to bring $50,000. Money, eh? A perfect motive for committing murder. But wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway.
Oh, is that right?
After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of.
An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony.
Yes, sir! Ha! A muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do. What? A muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving. What? What? That is the most random statement I've ever heard. I don't even know. Anyway, the blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. Okay, let's press on that one as well. Just, what were you being blackmailed about anyway?
The blackmail letter.
Why am I yawning out of nowhere? Come on, man. It's because the judge is bored.
The blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct?
I'm sure it was referring to the whole mask-to-mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Bull didn't have anything on me.
He didn't?
Anyway, I don't care what anybody says about me. Just as long as Desi believes in me. So that's why Ms. Delight didn't believe he was mask-to-mask. That's why I knew they were just hollow threats. Indeed. Okay. His testimony is very short, by the way. Used to be a security chief for KB Security, right? Yes, that's right.
A security chief? You?
And yet, a year ago you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge. A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject? Tell me about what happened after you got fired. What did you do after being fired from KB Security? I spent a lot of time looking for work, but then I decided I want to start something myself. Not good. This is going to be going from bad to worse. So I started looking at books, TV, movies, learning all I could about masked men.
Masked men?
Oh god. So you want to try drawing a comic, right? About masked men? No, that's not right. I wanted to become... Your Honor, let's move along, shall we?
But you asked the question. You're being quite odd today, Mr. Wright.
Way to bring the spinning buzzsaw one notch closer to your own neck, Ace Attorney. There wasn't much to his testimony, was there? Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least that's what it sounds like to me. Uh-oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. We better be careful. But if we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth, man. Yeah. Okay. Wonder if I should probably do that one again. Wait, no. Wait, hold on. What? Well, hold on. We already talked about this. We did this already. We already played this game. We already did that dance. Wait a second. The blackmail letter I got ordered me to go there. Oh, okay. You just added a new line in there. Okay, I got it. Let me press on this one again. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, that's right. Security chief. Why was he fired? Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job. Well, the world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay, then I take it back. Uh-oh.
Defendant, please answer the question.
Well, I needed money.
You needed money?
Well, you see, Desi loves to spend. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I stole data from the company. Come again? KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies, and since I was a security team chief, you stole some data and sold it. Mr. Bullard found it and I was fired immediately. What? Wish I had never asked that. I was somehow able to keep a secret and made it seem like I'd quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good. Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that. He sure told you.
So, you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct?
Yes, I'm sorry.
This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony.
Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse. Crashed and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. I don't know, the more details we have, the more we might be able to make sense out of all this bullshit, though. He fired Fumi for something, but Desi doesn't know about that. Let's press him about it. Why would you do something like that? What? For Desi's hobby. What else? Wasting money, huh? It's not a waste! So Ms. Delight doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she? So it would seem. I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other. I can't believe it. This case has got even Maya to think seriously about couples.
Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright.
Wasn't much of that. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay. What the fuck am I supposed to do? That evening I went to what? The blackmail letter I got ordered me to go there. Blackmail threat didn't scare me. I've been working there until a year ago. Selling company secrets. Oh no. Shit. What am I supposed to present? I don't even know. Is he saying something that he didn't tell me in his testimony, maybe? From Damask's second heist on, he was stealing as directed by blackmail letters. Okay. Don't forget, we have the buzzer record as well. I don't even know where to start on this. I know where to start. Let's save it. So if I start throwing shit out there, I don't fuck up. Because honestly, I don't even know what the hell I'm supposed to do. I've been working for him, so I knew where the office was. He fired me for selling company secrets, but Desi doesn't know that. Man, I got nothing. Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least that's what it sounds like to me. Okay. He's avoiding something. What is he avoiding? Ordered me to go there. Blackmail threat didn't scare me. What about the blackmail letter ordering him to go there? What does the blackmail letter say? You don't want your true identity to come to case period at 1 a.m. If you don't, I'll take the red diamond. Let me, wait, I'll take the red diamond. Let's present it here. Or maybe, yeah. I forgot about what it said. The red diamond you received the other day? I'm not entirely sure what that means. I'm gonna present the letter and see. Objection! Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's state? Fuck! No. Damn it. I just wanted a clarification, man. What is the red diamond thing, man? I don't know, man. Blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't gonna cause me trouble or anything. It says, written with a fountain pen, found in Ron's room. If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to KB Security. If you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. That's the part I don't get. The red diamond you received? I'm assuming He-Man's the one you stole? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Wait a second. What happened to my... Oh, there it is. Never mind. Why'd this go all out of order and shit all of a sudden? Long shot, I guess? Objection! No. Ah, what do I do? This is really bothering me that I can't figure this out. Like, the only one that really seems like it has anything going for it is the last one, because he's all worried about Desi not knowing about the secrets. But if he doesn't want Desi to know about the secrets, then why is he not worried that it's not going to cause him trouble? See, that's contradictory right there. His third and fifth statement. Can I present his fifth statement as his third statement? No? Okay. I already tried presenting the girl. But did I try to present the girl on this one? I tried to present her on this one, huh? Because if she finds out that he's involved with anything, then that's going to be his trouble. She will be his trouble. You know what? My logic is sound. I will not be deterred. And you can tell by my life bar that I already lost, and I had to reload my save, by the way. I tried a lot of different presentations. None of them made any sense. I was just trying shit. None of them worked. I figured I'd give it a whirl. I'm glad I saved it. Anyways, let's see if this... Haha! It actually worked! My god. Dude. Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. Huh? It doesn't? I think you must have been scared, very scared, of having a certain person find out your secret.
A certain person?
Ms. Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife. But listen to me, my Desi, she's... Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Godot? Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault.
What do you mean?
Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about.
Oh?
No, everything's falling neatly into place for him. Don't talk about my Desi like that, or you'll be sorry. Oh god. Oh god.
Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far.
What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes.
Clearly, there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much.
The motive is clear. Let's move on. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come now, tell us. We're all ears. Okay, so I guess that worked against us. We now have a motive for why Ron would kill the dude. Great. Now we're gonna now he's gonna give away what he did. Great. Anyway, what did he do at the office? When I entered the office, there's a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I had been wearing that, I would have been killed. It would wearing what? When I came to, Mr. Bull was lying there, dead. Okay.
I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that Master Mash struck him on the head from behind.
Of course, since Aunt Me turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. Ha! No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that. What are you saying? I really was attacked.
We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination.
Got that, Mr. Trite? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it. Well, we gotta prove that he didn't then. So let's press the fuck out of him. You entered the office and there was a suspicious shadow. Who was this suspicious shadow? Any details? If there were 1,000 of me, and even if one knew, I'd tell you, trust me. His dodging all of our questions is not helping us with this case. Okay, then how was the victim Mr. Bullard at that time? What do you mean, how was he? Was he already dead? Was he still alive? Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place. That's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Forget it. I'm not the one on frickin' trial here, dude. You are. Your forehead. I need to stop yawning, dude. This is terrible. Anyway, yes, I was hit on the forehead as soon as I entered the room. It was an amazingly fast and powerful attack. Do you remember anything about who hit you? Well, like I said, it was just a fast and powerful hit. So, I think I was a little dazed for a while. I don't think Mr. Delight even grasped what you were asking. Yeah, I'd like to show him a fast and powerful attack myself. Maybe that would knock some sense back into him. Maya's like, yeah, smack him around. I like the look on her face when Phoenix said that. That was funny. Could you please clarify what you're referring to? Why, my Master Mask costume, of course.
Wait just a moment. Master Mask?
Did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Master Mask. And then, I descended upon the office of the CEO of Security.
What?
Oh, okay, that was what we needed to do. Nick, did you know about this? He never told me this. I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either. Even if I didn't know that. Even I didn't know that. It seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets. I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait, that's not right. You know, sometimes you just... Ha! My sixth cup of coffee is staring up at me coldly.
At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony.
Alright, you do that while I drink some water. I'd have been killed if I hadn't been wearing my Master Mask costume. Okay, press it. Press it! Why were you dressed up as Master Mask, you fool? Well, because I'm Master Mask, of course.
What are you talking about? Master Mask trial is being held next door.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, at that time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Master Mask issue. So, I thought I should go as him, just to be safe. Oh boy. Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I expected. Took a lot longer? What is he talking about? I don't know. What is he talking about? What do you mean by took a lot longer? Opening the safe, of course. My cape got caught on the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullard's body.
What was that? Back up a second.
Yes?
You were the one that hid the body in the safe?
Well, yeah.
Inconceivable!
Oh, good lord, man. This is tough.
Why? Just why? What reason would you have? What were you thinking?
Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine?
What?
The answer is simple. When they take them off.
What? As usual, I have no idea what you're saying.
Do you mean that Mr. Delight hit the body because he's the murderer? Ha! So you're not as stupid as you look. His metaphor this time was really obscure.
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you?
Well, yes.
Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to your testimony.
Yes, sir. Uh-oh. Looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair weather judge. Oh, no. So many puns, it hurts. Alright, so I already pressed that one. Let's press this one. When you came to? Yeah, I was passed out in the corner of the room. Do you know when your assailant made their escape, and to where? I'm afraid I don't really remember. Huh? Well, once they hit me, I lost all track of what was going on. I think that's when they made their escape. Huh. That's certainly a convenient story for you, isn't it?
It certainly is, isn't it, Mr. Wright? It almost sounds practiced.
I don't know why you're telling me. Alright, so tell me about this body hiding business. Why did you hide the body in the safe anyway? Well, because it wouldn't fit in a drawer. What the fuck? That's not exactly what I meant. When I saw the corpse, I kind of lost it. I thought, if they find his corpse, they'll think I did it. Huh. I think you had a simpler reason than that. It's because you killed him. That's why you spent 10 minutes hiding the body.
That certainly makes more sense.
Ugh. Hold on, 10 minutes? What is it, Nick? I just had a thought. Under those circumstances, would you normally try to hide the body? And spend 10 whole minutes to do it? Under those circumstances? What circumstances? Oh! Hey, Nick, if you think his behavior was so strange, why don't you present some evidence that would show just what those circumstances were? That's it. Take a look at the court record and present some evidence. We heard this from Mr. Delight yesterday, didn't we? There's not much in the testimony either. Bet you he's still hiding something. I wouldn't be surprised. We'll just have to draw it out of him. I just hope he doesn't make things any more complicated. Alright, so it took him 10 minutes to hide the body. That must mean something. And the only thing I can think of is that the alarm was going off at 1:02, right? I wonder if that's it. The alarm was definitely going off at 1:02. You know what I'm going to do before I do any of this? Saving it just because. Don't wanna super fuck this up. Just because. I'm gonna present that shit. Here we go. 1:02. The alarm was off. Do it.
Objection!
Yeah, buddy. Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record?
And what might this be?
The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m.
What?
If Mr. Rondelite truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way.
Objection!
Oh, God. Huh. Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building.
Objection!
No idea. He used to work there, dude. Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security, dumbass. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them.
Objection!
But, as it turns out, the guard never came. That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity has nothing to do with Mr. Delight. Or was not something Mr. Delight could have known.
Objection!
Huh. Again, you remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off.
Objection!
This buzzer's extremely loud. There's no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is.
Conscious? What do you mean by that?
Ugh. He woke up 10 minutes later. Fine. Let's hear your theory. Remember the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes.
Unconscious? So he fainted.
That's why Mr. Delight didn't know the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So, what are you trying to say? Mr. Delight was knocked out, and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room! That's right, whoever it was knocked out non-Delight and pressed the buzzer. The buzzer. I could read totally good today.
Order in the court. Mr. Wright, this is...
Objection!
This is preposterous. If it was this kid. Ron Delight is the one who killed Kane Bullard. Then who pressed the buzzer, fool? It was the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button.
So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzer himself. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright?
I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? Can I prove that it wasn't Kane Bullard who sounded the buzzer? Probably. The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. Autopsy? I mean, he died at 10. If he died at 1 a.m., I'm gonna do it. Yeah, eat it.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Godot?
I can hear it. The sound of a buzzer.
Huh?
It's going off inside your head at this very moment. The emergency buzzer in your heart. Is it really? Maybe just a little.
Mr. Wright, you need to...
Oh, really? Really? Oh, guess there goes your chance to become an ace detective. Come, listen more carefully. Maybe the truth will be elegantly revealed. Creepy. You sound like Detective Atney. The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't... man, it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. Shit. If it's not the fact that his autopsy says he died at 1 a.m., no fingerprints on the buzzer? No fingerprints on the buzzer. That might be my only other thing. Yay, I got it. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for. I can read words today, guys.
The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it?
Absolutely not. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth. The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue.
Now I'm the one who's clueless.
This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally he would have left some fingerprints behind, bitch. That's right. Spit your coffee out, bitch. Oh, God. Ron Delight obviously wiped them off. Bitch, please. He was knocked out. Why would he? A guard could have come at any moment. Touch that button. I know he did. The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Master Mask. And Master Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button for your fingerprints, fool? Especially if he woke up and the alarm wasn't going off already. So eat all the dicks, sir.
Order, order!
Ha! It would seem I've been forced to eat crow. I wonder what blend number crow-flavored coffee is.
However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer?
Probably to try and get Ron in trouble, to say that Ron did it.
Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden?
Ha! It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks. They're on to you, Nick. Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard at around 1 a.m. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right? Oh, that was Maya talking. The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed. Security was supposed to respond. Huh.
Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say.
Very well, then. Oh, you've got some guts. I like that in an opponent.
Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer?
To find out what it did. They didn't mean to. I'm gonna say he was trying to call the security guard because he was probably trying to get Ron. He's framing Ron basically because Ron showed up and conveniently could be the new culprit. The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted.
Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose?
Yeah. Although, as it turned out, he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time. Huh. What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in. Seriously? What? Oh, come on, man. No, I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron DeLite, who was out cold. And the 3rd person, the real killer. Real killer!
Hypothetically, yes.
Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron DeLite. And if any security guards came running in at that time, they would think that I was the murderer. Duh. Anyway, yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. Booyah. To frame Ron DeLite for the murder! That's right, Coffee Man. Is he gonna react or no? There it is. Yeah! Eat it! He had to drink some coffee just so he could spit it out. Bitch ass. Order! Ha! It would seem I've been made to eat my own words once again. Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Oh, wait. Wait a second. I'm the one and only Pastor Mass, so... Nick, you mean the real killer is... We're gonna drag the person... Wait, what? We're gonna drag that person in here right now. Wait, what? But who is it? I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. DeLite's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard. Okay.
Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron DeLite for the murder of Kane Bullard?
Oh my lord, really? I'm supposed to know this? Who was it that framed Ron DeLite for the murder of Kane Bullard? I don't know. I mean, I want to say it's Desiree, because she's got to be in on all this shit, right? It just seems like it, right? It just seems like it. But why would she want to frame her husband? That's the problem. I don't know why she would want to frame him. Unless she didn't know that he was mask to mask, which is very possible. Ah, God, this is a tough decision. It's either her or look at me. But he wasn't. But we already established that he was. But did we establish that he was there when the urn was? I'm just gonna say it's her. Naturally, the true culprit was none other than Ron DeLite's wife, Desiree. Oh,
what? Why, that's simply...
Mr. Wright, have you gone insane?
Objection.
Aren't you forgetting something, Mr. Trite? Excuse me? Where was Desiree DeLite at 1 a.m. that night? Ah, that's right. She was at the police station for almost the entire night. She was being questioned after being stopped for reckless riding. I have a record of it right here. Ah, forgot all about that.
It seems that senility may be setting in early for you, Mr. Wright.
Talk about things you never want to hear this judge say to you. Looks like you better think again. Okay. So it's not her. Because there's testimony. That's because she was here. And she wasn't. Okay, that's fine. That's who I wanted to guess it was. So who the fuck... I don't think Andrews has anything to do with any of this. Or Butts, for that matter. Ah! I'm confused. I am so confused. Oh, so very confused. There's only so many people it can be, man. Do I want to just say it's look at me? Detective, look at me. He's the only one who could have done it. Ace Detective, look at me.
You mean Master Mask did it?
No. Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Master Mask at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullard. Okay. This is going to be hard to prove because I don't even know how I'm going to piece this together myself. But hopefully we can make sense out of all this because even I'm like, what? It is him? So how does then that means we got to prove something else about the urn thing. Somebody else stole the urn? I am so confused. Because the times line up to where when the urn got stolen, it couldn't have been look at me. I don't know, man. Anyway,
order, Mr. Wright. Explain yourself.
Theft and murder, which is theft and murder, which is the more serious crime.
They're not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment.
Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Look at Me confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, a famous detective was unmasked as well as Master Mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
To be found guilty?
Master Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Master Mask was Look at Me's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi.
A guilty verdict? As an alibi?
Yeah, because then he's not tried for murder. Durr. You know, it's almost time.
For what?
For Look at Me's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial, after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course. That's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder. Ah, shit.
Mr. Look at Me's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal.
Am I really sure about this? Ha! A bet's only good when your life's the ante. Mr. Wright, I believe in you! Mr. Delight. So, please, I'm begging you! Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Uh-oh. Yes. Phoenix. What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. That voice, it sounds like... Mia? Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess. Ha. So that's your answer, huh?
Very well, I have decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Look at Me to the stand.
Yes, Your Honor. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, I guess we're gonna take a little bit of a recess. Oh no, oh, whoa, what? Well, Sir Detective Acme. Oh Lord, he's in the other courtroom trying this guy. Oh, I can't do the same voice because these guys are like similar. I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly. Oh no, Sir Detective Acme, you were the one who... Whoa, a different judge? Why does he have the same beard?
That's enough! This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant Look at Me.
Hold it, bitch! Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please! Well, Sir Lawyer. Welcome to my courtroom.
Who's this hoser, eh?
Whoa, he's Canadian. I don't have a Canadian accent. Who's this hoser, eh? My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law, and I wish to file an accusation against this man. Look at me. Look at me. Accusation? You mean Master Mask? That man is not Master Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer.
What?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well then. Uh-oh. To be continued, my friends. To be continued. Whew, boy, that was some shit right there. Well, the first part of the trial is now complete, but how many more parts of this trial do we have? I don't know. But in the next episode, we're going to grill the shit out of Atme, try to get him to confess to murder, I guess. Honestly, I did not even, like, I mean, sure, I could have thought of that in the realm of possibility, but in the, you know, the string of events we've learned, I did not even think that Look at Me could have done it. But then again, that means we have to prove that somebody else did the thieving in the stealing of the urn, right? Like that would be part of this, right? We have to prove that it was somebody else who did that. This is getting all sorts of confusing now. I guess we'll have to figure out what all this means next time on Let's Play Trials and Tribulations. So I will see you guys then.
Peace!